I'll show you how you can structure your strength training and jiu-jitsu as time efficient as possible so you as a busy grappler can reap the benefits of your strength training while still enjoying your life and being well prepared for the sport. When I first started jiu-jitsu, I was a powerlifter and regular gym goer. But once I got hooked on the sport, I stopped lifting completely and just wanted to be on the mats every day. Within months, my body started to break down. I got injured and had pain all over my body. So I went back to the gym and trained like a regular gym bro again. And believe it or not, I got injured even worse. That's when I finally started to use my background as a sports scientist to figure out how to balance both lifting and jiu-jitsu. I wanted to find a way to get stronger and more resilient for grappling while still recovering better and have the time for family, friends and working on the business. And that's exactly what I want to show you in this video, starting with the most important concept I've learned: fatigue management. Everything you do in life is stress: lifting, rolling, working and family. Your body doesn't separate it, and there is no good or bad stress, there's only total stress. So the total fatigue or the stress you accumulate over the week would be the BJJ load you're having, the gym load and the life load. The thing is, fatigue management means balancing those stressors or those demands with your available recovery resources. If that balance is off, you will burn out or overtrain. Your body eventually shuts down and you end up sick or even worse, injured. While you can't fully control the life stress, you can control the stress that comes from training. That's where classifying your stress becomes really important. By categorizing your activities into high, medium and low stress levels, you can manage your total fatigue and avoid overloading your total system. Now let's take a look how those classification actually looks like. As I said, you have high stress. High stress are those intense rounds, those competition-like rounds. Also high stress would be very heavy compound lifts, maximum sprints, jumps and throws. Then you're having your medium stress. That would be positional sparring. Mostly those positional sparrings are a bit shorter. Also you have compound lifts at a moderate intensity, mostly a higher reps in reserve, and accessory lifts pushed close to failure. And lastly, you have your low stress activities. There would be drilling, flow rolls, zone 2 cardio, prehab and rehab exercises, and all the accessory lifts also in a higher reps in reserve. Knowing all this, we can start to structure our week appropriately. So first I will give you a framework how your week could be structured. So we can start to structure a week like a wave, where you have high days followed by low days, followed by medium to high days, and a complete rest. This kind of structure allows you to have always enough time to recover between those demanding sessions. Now I will show you an example week of someone training 3 times BJJ and 2 times lifting, which is more than enough. I think most of the people that are hobbyists are training this way. So starting off the week, we're having a medium intense BJJ day, followed on Tuesday with a hard strength session. By the concept, we know that after a few days of hard training sessions, we want to have a low or rest. So Wednesday we have a low BJJ session. Thursday we can start off again with a hard training session of strength training. After that we want to have a Friday as a rest so we can recover properly, and that allows us to have Saturday a hard BJJ session, mostly it would be open mat, and Sunday a complete rest before starting everything over and over again. So now you know how you could structure your week, but let's take a look how you could structure your sessions to be as time efficient as possible to minimize fatigue and still gain significant amount of gains. Research clearly shows you can get around 80% of your maximum strength gains with only 1 to 4 sets per week. And the same goes for hypertrophy with only 5 to 9 sets per week. We talk about 80%, and 80% is more than enough for every grappler, trust me. So if you look at the sets per pattern, let's aim for 4 to 9 sets per movement pattern per week, and the volume per session could be for heavy exercises to 1 to 2 sets, and for your medium or accessory exercises to 2 to 4 sets per session. The movement pattern you should focus on 2 times per week should be a squat or hinge pattern, unilateral or bilateral, a push and pull variation, horizontal or vertical, and any kind of rotation. For the intensity and reps, always train close to failure, and for the heavy exercise, aim for 3 to 6 reps with 1 to 3 reps in reserve. For your medium or accessory lifts, aim for 5 to 10 reps for 0 to 2 reps in reserve. The reason why we choose a low to medium rep range is because believe it or not, the more reps you do, the more fatiguing it gets and the more time you need to recover from it. Now, let's take a look how you could structure those strength sessions. First, always start with a dynamic warm-up and some kind of plyometrics. That could be jumping or throwing. After that, do a heavy lower body exercises. That could be your heavy squat or heavy hinge pattern like a deadlift. After that, we want to do a heavy upper body movement. That could be a heavy push or pull pattern, again horizontal or vertical. That could be pull-ups or bench press. Next, you do a medium lower body exercises. That should be the opposite of the first heavy lower body exercise. So if you did a heavy squat as the first exercise, now you should do a medium intense hinge pattern. After that, you want to do the same for the upper body. If you did a heavy pull exercise, now we want to do a medium push exercise. After that, you do some kind of rotation work. That could be landmine rotations or cable wood choppers. And lastly, you could do some accessories, but that's only optional. You could focus on your weak points, on some prehab or rehab exercises, and some conditioning. And that's basically it. That's how I would structure my lifting and BJJ session to be as time efficient as possible as a busy grappler. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.